Alright, so we're on chapter 5c, and looking at number 6. So it says we start by tossing a pair of dice. The first thing we want to do is determine the number of possible pairs of outcomes. Remember that each die has 1 through 6. So I'm going to start making this a little bit easier than maybe I need to, and we're going to map those out. So on my first die, I have either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I can have a 1 and a 1, a 1 and a 2, 1 and a 3, 1 and a 4, 1 and a 5, 1 and a 6. I can actually draw that whole thing out by saying it's equal to that plus 10. And so then it could have a 2 and a 1 through 6, a 3 and a 1 through 6, a 4 and a 1 through 6, a 5, or a 6. Those show me all my possible outcomes. I can count those and see that there are 36 right down there. Or using the counting technique that we just had, for my first die, there are 6 ways that it can land. And for my second die, there are 6 ways that it could land. And so 6 times 6 also gives me 36, which is what I found right there. So for that first question, 36 would be my answer. Now it says there are 3 even numbers on each die. How many outcomes are possible with even numbers appearing on each die? Well, I can do that a bunch of different ways. So for the first die, there are 3 even ones. For the second die, there are 3 even ones. So 3 times 3 would be equal to 9. You could also say, well, let's count them. So I can have 2, 4, and 6. So if there's a 2, which is the first even one, I could have 2, 4, and 6. 3 is not even, so that doesn't work. Here I'd have 4, 2, 4, 4, 4, 6. And here I'd have 6, 2, 6, 4, and 6, 6. So if they were looking for how many ways could there be even on the first and even on the second, it would just be those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ways, or 3 on the first, 3 on the second, makes 9. Finally, the probability extension, so we're applying what we just did to probability. What is the probability that both dice will show an even number? All we need to do is say, well, there are 9 ways that we could succeed in showing an even number, and 36 ways in all. So I would say number of successes over number of ways total, and that would be equal to 9 ways to succeed, 36 ways in all, or 0.25. So this answer would be 0.25. That's it.